The minute you wake up to your worth, the minute you stop letting people take advantage of you, that is when people start calling you names like you're the bad person, that your kindness was what they expected every time and you disappointed them, you let them down. There's a saying by Machiavelli that says, being loved could get you killed. People don't respect that. They see you to be weak. But being feared will get you respected, will get you eventually be loved, because what people fear, they don't go against. Today's topic is about how people take kindness as weakness. And this is very serious. We have toxic people walking around this world, and they wish a lot of people don't know their worth. Because those people think kind people don't know their worth. But they don't know it takes a lot of grace, a lot of energy to be kind in this world nowadays, because people are not good people like before. People are just, I don't know, it's weird how people move nowadays. If you come across a good person, thank God, because it's rare nowadays. Because people are afraid to show their kindness, because they're afraid to be taken advantage of. People being kind has damaged them emotionally, even financially, spiritually, because they were having a kind heart or because they were just being kind to people. They had no ill intention, and people just see that as a weakness, as a way to take opportunity, as a way to just get what they want from them and leave them, which is sad. But what I always say is, such people are the damaged ones. I feel they are not worthy of people who are genuinely nice, who are genuinely kind. Because if you see someone being kind as an opportunity and you make it hard for everybody, then you are the weak one and you screwed humanity up. There was this time about last year where there were this couple, they were looking for an apartment, and they contacted me, telling me or asking me to help them get one, because I got one from one agent. And they called me, they were like, oh, we want you to help us get an apartment, but the language is a barrier. I want you to help us speak the language, come meet us and let's go. Guys, I wasted about 3 to 4 hours, let's say roughly 4 hours, going around the whole town, agent to agent, office to office, trying to help them find an apartment. Obviously now there is an apartment crisis in Spain, so it's difficult. Everywhere we went to, they told us, unless you're buying it, it's very difficult. And what I noticed about these people is, when we go to the office, fine, I was there to do the talking and all of that. I was there to help, as I promised them I would. When the agent is giving out their card, that, oh, you guys can contact us like somewhere later, they didn't want to stretch for their hand, even though it meant a lot to them more than me. I was expecting them to stretch for their hand and take the card, and they wouldn't, and they look at me to take the card for them. So I would, and once we're out of the office, they'll be like, oh, make sure you call them tomorrow, or make sure you check up on them every once in a while. And I remember telling them, but it's a WhatsApp text message. You can literally translate it and text them, so you guys will know what's going on, because you guys need an apartment. I don't. And they're like, no, you text them for us. You text them. And they'll always be bugging me, even when I was at work. Text the people. They were using me as like their secretary. And I wasn't getting paid for that. Every day I have to wake up texting people for them, a whole bunch of agents for them, making phone calls. And these people never even said thank you. After I walked 3 hours on foot, touring around this whole big town, we are looking for apartments. Never got a thank you after that. Nothing. The next day, I never got a call. The only thing they sent me was a voice note reminding me to call or text the agents. They called me another time for the second time. We went on another, I think some months passed. We went on another tour for another 3 hours, looking, like checking up if there is anything available. They didn't say thank you again. I was like, okay, that is weird that you waste my time 3 hours, sometimes 4 hours. On an empty stomach, sometimes I'll be like, okay, let me come back and eat. So I'll leave my food, go out with you guys. And you guys don't even appreciate anything. I was like, wow, it started to bother me. So the third time, I was very reluctant. But this time, one of the couple came. The woman came. And she's like, yeah, I want us to meet and go there again. I think that was around January. To go there again to check, blah, blah, blah. We went there again. We met different representatives in the office, different agents this time. And it happened again. The first office we went, the lady was giving out her card. And I was expecting her to take it because obviously, in case of something, you can also text the lady because I already have a card from that office already. From the first time we went, I already have a card. And I've already texted them. So I was expecting her to take the card. She was looking at me dead in the eye. I also refused to take the card. And she went like, could you grab the card? Oh my God, I was so pissed. I took the card and we went outside and I was like, why don't you want to take the card? And she went like, because you're going to do the calling. And I was like, really? But you could also do the texting. Like she said you could text her on WhatsApp. So you could text her. You could translate and she'll text you back. She's not going to call you if you text her. And she went like, no, I'll be working. What? Something that means a lot to you? They left all their burden on me. Everything. They want me to do the checkout. Sometimes they want me to go to the office and check out for them. They want me to make calls for them. So I stopped picking up their calls. I was like, I can't carry your burden on me and I'm not getting paid. I'm not getting even a thank you. In fact, I'm not even getting a thank you. How much more like a token? I was like, you know what? I'm done. And that day when I was done with her, I came home because I was very hungry. We went early in the morning. I hadn't taken any breakfast. I came home. I was like, you know what? I can't be around people who are ungrateful because when we were done going for the rounds, this time it was about 2 hours or 2.5 hours. And we were departing. She said nothing. She was like, okay, I'll see you later. And I was like, oh, how about a hug? Even though because they are my friends. And she gave me like one shoulder because I told her I have to go home and eat and I can't continue with the journey. She got pissed. And I noticed that when I was like, because every time we depart, we hug. She refused to hug me. She was very reluctant. I was like, okay, now I'm the bad person because I told you I couldn't go more hours to hunt houses with you and I have to go and eat. She got pissed. And she didn't want to hug me. But she did it, and she did it with like one shoulder. I was like, cool. I came home. She didn't call me. She didn't text me. Like, she didn't ask me if I'm home. Didn't ask me anything. Didn't text me thank you, even though she didn't say it in person. I was expecting at least a text like, oh, thank you for going out with me today to hunt the houses. And why am I even surprised? Because it didn't happen the first or the second time. So I was like, I should stop expecting them to say thank you. Fast forward in the evening, she called me. This time my husband was back from work. She called me. She's like, what are you doing? And I told the lady, oh, I just finished eating dinner. It was around 8. And she's like, well, you have to go to sleep right now, you know? And I was like, why? And she told me, because I'll be coming there tomorrow early in the morning for you to make some calls for me. So I need you to sleep right now because when I come knocking on your door, I don't want you to tell me I'm still sleeping. As if she pays my bills or she's the one who feeds me. I felt so, I was like, these people are taking advantage of me. They see me to be like a dummy because I'm so nice to them. And anytime they call me, I run to their beck and call to help them. I go to their house. One time she wanted me to help her prepare a dish that I know how to prepare very well. I rushed to her house to like do it for her and, you know, just devoting myself and like being so kind to her. So she sees me as someone who doesn't have a backbone. Like, I can't say no. I was like, oh, she's seeing this as an opportunity to just boss me around and treat me like someone she could just use when she needs like a handling, like someone to handle her, you know, her stuffs. So when she said that, I was very silent on the phone, and she had this weird laugh, and we ended the call. Whatever happened, I don't remember what I said, but we ended the call. Next day, she called me. I refused to pick up, so I decided to go for a morning walk. So I woke up, got dressed in my joggers and everything, and went for a morning walk. And I put my phone on flight mode because that was bothering me. What they were putting me through was bothering me. I was very pissed. I was like, let me go for a walk so I'll get things off my mind. And when I came back from my walk, my flatmate told me she came here to look for me. And I was like, how disrespectful that you called me. I didn't pick up. And you had the audacity to move all the way to your house to come here and sit down in my house. And my flatmate said when she came and she told her I wasn't there, she still tried to knock on my door, thinking, what? That my flatmate is lying, like we planned? She felt she had so much control. So I called her when I went. I was like, hey, I heard you came over. And she's like, yeah, I came over, but I'll be kind of like, I don't want to do that anymore. I don't want to be involved in your house. I think I've tried enough. I told her point blank period. I told her I didn't like the fact that you called me, I couldn't pick up or I wasn't available, and you came to my house. You came here actually to wake me up. Imagine if I was asleep, you would have wake me up. Like I would have been awoke because you want me to make your calls for you. Wow, you could have done it, or you could have found someone in your house because you live with people in your house to do it for you. So I don't want to be involved. I don't want to do this anymore because I was so angry. And I felt like I need to stand up for myself. So I did. We had this awkward 15 seconds of silence on the phone. And I responded. I was like, okay, bye. And she said, okay. I hung up. She didn't talk to me since, and I felt very free. I was like, but the moment I stood up for myself, if I tell you the kind of respect that is between us right now is massive. Because when that happened in January, I wasn't expecting them to. Because they stopped talking to me. Then fast forward, February was my birthday, somewhere around February. I had a call from the lady and her husband, and she's like, hey, it's your birthday, blah blah blah. And they actually brought me a gift, something they never did. And this time when it came in, they told me, we're very sorry for, us dragging you around to house hunt, and it never even came to our mind to say thank you. We just want to show our appreciation. That's why we brought this gift, blah, blah, blah. They came with a whole speech and threw like a mini party for me, my flatmates, and they brought drinks, chocolates, like food. And now they don't call me anymore to do their dirty stuff. No, they just stop. The moment I stood up, I made them aware, hey, I'm being kind to you, but I'm not dumb. I could literally tell you no. You don't try to take advantage of me because I'm saying yes to like your requests and your favors. I could say no anytime. I could press that button and just be a different person. And sometimes when people try to stand up for themselves, they become the villain. They become the bad person. It happened in my family. I had an issue with one of my family members, and I stood up for myself, and they cut me off, and I cut them off back because I became the bad person when I stood up for myself. I have been abused by this person for a long time. I never said anything. I never explained it to anyone. The moment I decided, no, I'm not going to let you abuse me anymore. Oh, you're a bad kid. You're a bad daughter. Like everyone who didn't understand me and felt that they are adult enough because they abuse their kids, they feel like kids should be quiet and let their parents abuse them because they take care of them. You take care of me, but you don't have the right to abuse me. I'm not an animal. I'm not your slave. The moment I stood up for myself, I have family members that up to now, they wish they could talk to me because I'm in a different space 5 years ago when this happened. And they wish they could call me and ask me for help, but they can't because they're idiots sometimes. They didn't think far. They thought I was going to be a kid forever. They thought they wouldn't grow old ever. And they wouldn't need anyone to help. When you people take advantage of kind people and you villainize them and make them the villains, they might be the goats in the family. Mostly those people become the goats. I stand up for what's right most of the time. When people are getting abused, I feel for them because I've been in that situation. and it's not fun, especially when they're kids. It's something that I'm so passionate about because it's very traumatic when people are being abused by the people they love and their caregivers and their guidance. It's so traumatic that they have to grow up to reparent themselves the right way and learn to regulate their nervous system. It's a whole journey. But one thing about kind people and what that shows me is that they are good people and they have the capacity to care. But people just have a different view of who they are. And when they turn out different, now people stop liking them. But I think it's a good thing when people stop liking you because you actually stood up. That means they were using you and now they can't anymore, so they have to be angry. They saw you as, oh, this is the type of person I can use and squeeze every juice out of them. And you told them, nope, you can't. So whatever they perceived of you, you've exceeded that. So they get angry and they dislike you. The funny thing is they never liked you anyway. They liked what you could do for them. They liked what they could get from you. They liked the fact that you were available every time. They liked the fact that you were usable and disposable. But you refused to. Now you refuse to be used and disposed. And then that true character comes out. That is, they never actually liked you. They only liked the benefit. So some of the lessons I have learned from people not using my kindness as weakness is that from the beginning, I'm very strict with people. From the beginning, I'm not nice to people from the beginning. They have to end that. I've learned to just adapt that character where, of course, I'll be very polite and warm and all of that. But for me to bend backwards and do stuff for you like I should see some, how do I say, I don't know how to put it. I should know you enough to know that you're someone I can go all out for. Because people can be a-holes. So I have to know who I'm doing that for. I have to know who I'm bending backwards for. So from the beginning, I'm strict with people. I'm strict. I don't make it like, oh, well, whatever you want, call me. No, I don't just say those to people like, whatever, call me. No, there are people I say that to. There are people I'll pick up their call even if it's midnight. There's some people they can't call me when it's midnight. You have to end that. You have to end that. So I start from the jump with people. I let people know, hey, you don't mess around with me and I just sit down and take it. No. When the beginning, I let people know, why do you think you deserve my kindness? Why do you think you deserve me to bend backwards for you? Because if it's given free, you're not going to appreciate it. You see me as a weak person. And unfortunately, that's how the world has made kind people to be, okay? And another way I also learned to deal with such people is that when the situation calls for it, like once in a while, when they mess up, I pop out that like, you know, that behavior of like that anger. I show it to them, even if people are there, because I want to teach other people that I'm sweet, I'm kind, I'm all of this, I'm playful. But if you mess up, there is something else. You're going to see another side of me that you wouldn't want to. And it's not nice. It's the opposite of everything. Because some people, when you need to be too sweet and too nice, they try to be disrespectful. They try to, have this sneaky, disrespectful, like, and I just stand up like, hey, I think you got the wrong person. I'm being nice to you because I choose to, because I like you. And that teaches other people, look, this person is a nice person, sweet, but you don't ever press that button. You don't cross that boundary. And that is a very good thing. So when a situation calls for it, you have to stand up for yourself to teach other people, for them to learn who you are. They have to see who you are. That you're not always sunshine and rainbows. That when it calls for it, you're fire. You can be water, but at the same time you can be fire. You can be as cool as water, as peaceful as water, but you can be very, very, very blazy, flaming, hot, chilly like fire when the situation calls for it. And the third way I deal with such people is I show kindness by doing it very little by little by little. I don't overgive my kindness. So with that, you're able to take it back when they mess up at some point. You're able to like pause and take it back if you feel you're being overused or if they try to overuse you. That's why I don't give it to them from the get-go. That's why I don't try to open up my whole heart from the beginning. You pour in, like, you give them kindness. You show kindness little by little over time. And as the years go by, they'll look back and they'll gather everything like, okay, this person's a very good person. I had to earn it. They gave it to me little by little, but it's worth it. You don't just pour everything at once. Then it means they can't value it because you don't even value it. You let people show you why they deserve it. It's really important. But with this, I feel like kind people still exist, because at the end of the day, nobody wakes up and be like, oh, I'm going to be a bad person, everyone's story. I'm going to wake up today and and insult people and do this and do that. People offend people and they turn out to be different people in certain situations. But I believe there is kindness in everyone. Because at the end of the day, we all want to be liked. We all want to be loved. We all want friends. We all want our families to be proud of us. We all want people to be able to come to us when the need calls for. We all want our loved ones to trust us. We all want to be able to do things for people and, see them happy. So it makes us happy. But unfortunately, you can't do that for everyone. You have to be selective in order to keep your worth. Okay? Because if you're always kind, people think that is all you are. There is nothing else to you. They'll see you to be very one way and boring. And now when you're kind to them, the more you're kind to them and you don't show side of you, which is like different when they offend you, they would expect the kindness every time. Even if you're in a bad mood, they'll still expect you to be kind and sweet. It's like you can never have a bad day. And the moment you try to be something else, you're a bad person. So be your authentic self and let people earn you. If you don't feel like being kind to someone because you don't feel like it, just don't feel like. If you don't feel like today, if today you wake up and you feel like you don't want to be sweet, don't be. Like, nothing is going to happen. The world is not going to end. So just like Machiavelli said, it's better to be feared because you get the respect than to be loved because love could kill you. Thank you for listening. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.